What's up, guys? Ludum Taters here. Today, 4 Loki went against MMXIV. Check out this average member rating, over 1 million. That shouldn't be a surprise to most of you if you guys keep up with the top alliances. These guys are crazy, huge accounts, some of the best players in the world. So, MMXIV, man, we were super stoked to get this war. So, 4 Loki, we've been rolling this season. We were 4-1 going into this war. I think everybody feels super confident. We've been keeping our deaths really, really low, going against some really strong alliances. So this was a good test for us, just to see like how far we have come versus how far we think we've come since Season 1. Season 1 we finished in the Platinum bracket, I think in 7th in the Platinum bracket. So approximately 37th in the world. But these guys, they didn't finish in the top 3, but they also got hosed by some really rough matchmaking algorithmic crap or whatever, because their war rating is so high. So they were too good, and they got screwed because of that. So not really fair, but regardless, this is the best alliance in the world for sure. And going up against them made us all super excited. So in this war, I'm going to be taking the usual path 3 and then jumping over to path 1. Excuse me, in the final section. I'm basically going to be boosting for every single fight here. I did save my energy so that, or I hoarded my energy so that I could boost and go to multiple fights. Of course, don't want to waste boost. I have been known to do that because I'm a little impatient, but this first node, Unblockable 2, it's a Rocket Raccoon, and like I've been doing for the last, basically since the start of the season, I'm not going to be drawing these fights out. I've increased the speed to 150%, so they take half as long as they actually took, just because they're so boring. This next fight, it's a 6-star science champ, but the thing against MMXIV, man, it could be anybody. It could be any one of the featured 6-star champions. I was thinking maybe Void. You never know. It is a Yellow Jacket, and with the villain Danger Sense, Yellow Jacket is just absolute cake. And I mean, he's not difficult without the Danger Sense, but Blade gets him down at 14 hits, so not really a big deal. Next fight is 27. It's True Strike and Stun Immune. It feels like deja vu saying that, because I say it every time, and every single time I say it's a 5-star tech champion. So it's either probably an Ultron. I did recently see. I think in the last war video that I posted, it had a Doc Ock here, a 345 Doc Ock. This, of course, is a 455. I didn't check the SIG level, but with MMXIV, man, a lot of these defenders are at SIG 200, just super, super high SIG. So it is a Dr. Octopus, and check this out. I start the fight with a parry, and then I let off the block, just like completely spacing that this is a stun immune node. And I have fought this fight just so many times. I don't know, like 100 maybe, 100 times in the last few months. I was just super crazy amped for this war, and I made a whole bunch of mental errors, not because I wasn't focused enough, just because I was like so excited. But anyway, I calmed down here. I'm like, oh shit, duh, it's stun immune, what are you doing? Settle down, get everything under control, and I take care of him. And like, look, this is MMXIV. We're going to spin whatever we need to. So, of course, I have no problem spending a whole bunch of those potions if I need to. And did spin the off season like a lot of us, you know, hoarding those potions, stocking up on items and stuff like that for Season 2. And so far, the season has gone really well. So, I think this is the first war I've used just a shit ton of potions, that you'll see, because I make several mistakes here. But anyway, the next fight we have is the double power gain node, and it's a 6-star mutant champion, still throwing on boost. I sped this up too, man. I was just picking and choosing who I wanted to, or which boost I wanted to throw on there. Normally I would go in with Blade, but I don't think that we saw a 6-star Cable on the map anywhere, like on a mini node or anything like that. So I was thinking with power gain. That is kind of part of Cable's cache of abilities. So I was thinking it was going to be Cable, and just being super conservative, I wanted to take in Magic, get this person power locked. It's a beast, no problem. Just fought a beast. It was actually a few wars ago, but the last war video that I uploaded, I scooted this war up to the top of the pack because it's MMXIV, and I wanted to get it out to the community as quickly as possible. So anyway, beast is no problem, 43 hits. This next fight is a 5-star Science Champ on Unblockable 1. It's not Yellow Jacket. Obviously, that would make sense, and Yellow Jacket is pretty easy, so that's kind of a bummer. I'm thinking it's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is still, he's still tricky, and I don't know, man. I just don't like Spider-Man, and his L1 totally goes against your instincts. If you want to block it, or if you want to evade it, then you really need to stay in close to him. Take those web shots because they're not actually unblockable. Only the punches are that come after the web shots. But I do take a couple hits here, get clipped trying to backdraft, and then you'll see here, man, I had too much distance between us, and I take those web shots, and then if you take him from distance, man, he's going to charge in, and you can't really back up and evade those punches. So you see Unfazed coming in clutch here, and then from there on out, man, I'm just parry, stunning, and then throw 2-3 hit combos just to be safe. Yet again, I'm down to 50% health, so I'm going to have to spend more potions to get Blade back up because I'm going to be using him for this next fight, which is the Bane node. And this is 6-star tech champion. Again, with MMX, it could be anybody. I'm thinking it's probably a Sentinel, which I'm actually kind of hoping for a Sentinel, or it's a Yondu. Now, if you guys saw the off-season war that I posted against Bray, I get absolutely destroyed by a Yondu on this node. I don't even know if I landed a single hit. That's how ugly it was. It was absolutely terrible. But, man, I did not know how to fight Yondu. And that's crazy to say because obviously I've been fortunate to get to this position where I'm in a strong alliance, and to not really know how to fight a champion is just ridiculous. So, but the key is to parry him when he's charging in from a greater distance. If you guys are in close proximity, then he's gonna lead with his arrow, which is what I was told, and you can't parry his arrow. So. Bray's leader, Master Beta, actually gave me that information. He pitied me because I got so destroyed and so humiliated by that Yondu that they put on Bane, that he gave me some tips, and that's a tip that is not really discernible from Yondu's abilities page. It's not written in there, so that's just a tip. If you're struggling against Yondu, at the start of the fight, don't try to parry like you normally might. Back up. Let him rush into you, then parry that way, and then just push him to an L1, and then you should be able to recycle the L1s, bait out the L1s, and his L1 is relatively easy to punish. So anyway, I took a ton of damage again, being super patient with the Bane timer, but didn't take any hits, which is awesome. Protected myself from that bad bleed damage that he gives, and I'm on to the Kingpin. So the Kingpin mini boss. This is double power gain and unblockable L2. Kingpin's L2 is very difficult to evade. You have to time your initial evasion perfectly, or else you'll get clipped by the end. So, so the goal here is to, and of course he shrugs off debuffs too, or he converts debuffs. So the goal is to just play patient, take some block damage. I'll try to get off some parry bleeds if I can, but again, he's probably going to just convert those, and that's why they put him on here because of blades. But I do have the Villain Danger Sense, of course, so that's going to give me a huge attack boost, and should also help limit that conversion. But you see there, I parry stun him. I do get that bleed on him, but he shrugs off the stun, and then he doles me out a nice little combo there. So just another example of just, I was just so jittery in this war. But okay, so it's basically one combo or even 4-hit combos, and then bait the L1. The L1 is easy to evade, and then I'm just gonna hit him once here, pop an L2. I don't want to give him a full combo in the L2 because that would push him over over his second bar of power. We don't want that. So just want to keep him at an L1 or without a bar of power here, and then just tap him a little bit, throw that L2 on him to do as much damage as possible and recycle. I am able to, with Blade, stay at roughly about 70% health here, but it's not really going to matter. I am going to be taking this Morningstar boss after this, but I'm going to be using Magic instead of Blade. So this was, for all intents and purposes, Blade's final fight of the war. I knew that, not really a big deal. 45-5. Not too bad. So, okay, so Magic might seem like an interesting choice to take on Morningstar here, but with a high sig Magic, her Limbo can keep her kind of protected from that bleed damage, and the biggest thing here is just keeping her power locked because of Mystic Dispersion. Is probably going to be 5 out of 5, obviously, and her L2 does an insane amount of damage. So does her L1, but it's easier to avoid. But so I'm going in with the biggest boost that I've got. I'm going in with the 12% power boost, and check this out. I just somehow let off the block. I don't even know how that happened, but she is stun immune on this node, of course, so I was anticipating just letting her hit into my block, but I let off of it. Drops me down to 40% health, and then I'm just taking some bleed damage here, and the block damage is really huge from this Morningstar. 565, 6200. You'd expect nothing less from MMXIV, but things are going relatively well. I've got her power locked here. She throws a heavy, and then I'm like a split second too late. I get parried, and that's it, man. She finishes me off. So my boy Dreamin', he did go in after I fucked up. He actually fucked up a little bit too, but not as badly as I fucked up. And then he ended up taking her down on his second try. So we did still get 1 attack bonus against Morningstar. This is that ended up being the final tally, 20-17. These guys are awesome. I think that they had some connection issues too, so it was really tight. But we did win this war, which is sweet. I came in at 3rd MVP. B Manny at #1 MVP. This dude is a freaking legend. It goes in, solos his group's boss, I mean, he's the reason I went up against that Morningstar boss myself with Magic. He's got a SIG 200 Magic also, and he soloed one recently. So anyway, here is the stat page. All I want to point out here, guys, is look at all the items that I used. I used 6 health potions, and I also used, like, God knows how many, I mean, like 15 plus boosts throughout the war. So super expensive war. It was all worth it. Take a look here, and guys, if you like the video, please like it, share it. This is kind of a huge moment for 4 Loki. We're all super pumped about this, but if you like the infographic, follow me on Twitter, Let 'em Taters. I'll be posting it there. Save it, share it in your line chats, and give me some feedback too. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.